You're listening to the Inverted Creative Podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Bryant.
And I'm Jenn. Guess who's back, guys? Did you miss me?
We need to end the podcast already. Bye, guys.
Wow, you still started with a roast.
It can be my new tradition.
There was a point today where I thought, is Jenn ever going to come back to the podcast? Because, and I respect the move. She kind of does go MIA when she goes on her trips, doesn't text very much or is on social media. So it was like, I don't know, noon today before we're recording, and she really didn't confirm if she was showing up tonight. So I'm like, oh, are we losing Jenn forever?
I just silently watched, and I put a note that I have to record my podcast tonight, and did not even tell you guys. I had a note. It was fine.
And you were here before I was. Usually you're the last to show up.
I know. I was actually like 7 minutes early, 6 minutes early, so you're welcome.
No, I think you were just straight up on time. I think.
Listen, on time for Jenn is early, so
that's very true.
We got to give her credit.
I'm doing great.
I also apologize if my audio is a little off. I'm in a hotel room because I work an hour away from where I live, and I'm working 2 very long days, so I just decided to say, screw it, get a hotel near work, and get a couple extra hours of sleep.
It's a staycation, right?
Yeah, literally.
Well, we have a guest joining us today.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, yeah, that was like the most awkward introduction. We just like never introduced
I didn't know
who's
waiting to introduce me or if I was supposed to chime in on the intro, but
if you want to roast me, now's your chance. Guys, welcome Nathaniel. Here's your roast.
I'm not gonna do any roasting, as I'm just absolutely thrilled to be on the podcast tonight to talk about one of my favorite parts of the roller coaster enthusiast hobby and community. And I hope this is a decent segue, but tonight we're talking about Coaster Madness, which Brian's been running for a handful of years now, and it's kind of it's one of the things that brought me into the roller coaster community was this tournament. Seeing Coaster 365's like stuff pop up on my Twitter feed, and when this tournament kind of kicked off a few years ago, I immediately got hooked, and it kind of opened a whole world of new friends for me. So this is truly an honor to get here to talk about. You guys said I had to keep some of the analysis short on and the reactions to the matchups, but I have like 4 pages of notes that I have up here that I intend on using throughout the podcast, because there's some great storylines, and I think this is one of the best ways that we have as a community to really gauge what coasters are elite out there in the world. Truly more so than some other awards, and I'm not going to mention any names there.
Well, geez, you're already making me tear up a little bit. My God. That was amazing, man. Oh, you're too sweet.
Better intro to Coaster Madness than I could have done.
Right?
I love Coaster Madness, man. It is so fun, and especially being a northern enthusiast, like it's tough out here in February and March.
Exactly.
So this really, I think, gets a lot of people stoked for the new year of riding, you know.
Yeah, no, it's no coincidence why I wanted Nathaniel on here. He's definitely been, one of the biggest supporters of the tournament for as far as I can remember. Before I even met him in person, years before I think I met you in person.
Yeah, definitely.
You always put Team Voyage in your Twitter handle, which I always appreciated. Which you finally got your victory last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just an overall good guy, and I knew you'd give some very entertaining analyses as you do.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
I'm definitely thankful to be on here talking with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yay.
Well, to get started,
yeah, before I think we go into Coaster Madness, let's finally answer Alex's trivia question, which I think we're going on over a month since he first
it
posted.
was like a month and a half. I don't remember when that episode posted. Let's see.
Was it 2024?
You mean 25? Or it was January 20th is when that episode
Okay,
came
so yeah, it's been over a
out.
month.
Month ago. Yesterday it came out.
I think he asked, "Is the Magic Kingdom bigger than both Disneyland parks?"
It was something like
And
that.
the answer is no. The Disneyland parks are bigger than the Magic Kingdom in Orlando. So
I don't know who responded.
if you responded in your mind, you know if you got it right or not.
If you responded, good job, or sorry, you're very wrong.
Oh my gosh.
And I will ask a trivia question at the end of the episode regarding Coaster Madness, maybe March Madness. There's a little teaser.
Bryant bringing sports into this? No way.
Never, ever.
Yeah, we don't approve of that.
Really, Jen? This is your first opportunity to actually say your phrase.
Go Birds!
I can't believe I was the one that made you say that. Oh,
I forgot.
first time it's actually relevant.
What do you mean first time? It's
Well, first time
It's
since
always relevant.
2018.
Go Birds.
Bird.
I was just happy the Chiefs got destroyed. They are not. They are not the next dynasty.
I think that actually, I always believe that I'm a bad luck charm for Philly to win anything, but now both times in my life that they have won. Well, I guess there's the Phillies when they won the World Series, but both times that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was on Disney World property.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Like, well, I guess just in Orlando, but either way.
You know your secret.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some multiple trip reports.
This is where I sit back and just do nothing. I have nothing to report except it keeps snowing in Cincinnati.
I don't know if Jen, if you want to go first, because you went to a place where you kind of go kind of frequently.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's also like I feel like it's such a weird one. So I was in Orlando for 3 weeks, and I feel like it's such a weird one because even as we were leaving, I was like, I feel like we've been here so long that like I don't even remember things and things feel like they were so long ago. But yeah, we did all of the Orlando parks, Busch Gardens, Tampa, all of the fun stuff. We watched the Super Bowl. I don't know. We rode Guardians.
Fireworks cruise.
Oh yeah, I guess that's pretty cool to talk about. So I got a group of us together, so we could all pitch in and do a fireworks cruise at the Magic Kingdom, so we could watch Happily Ever After from like a boat right outside of the Magic Kingdom. Which was truly like a perfect experience. It was, you could just see the projection mapping on the castle. So like when you're at Powell, you completely miss all of that. But you were close enough that you could kind of see the projection mapping on the castle, and you just had a private viewing of the fireworks. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that seemed cool. I definitely want to do that one day. It wasn't as expensive as I thought. It was like, what, $50 a person or something if you get a good group?
Yeah, you can even make it cheaper if you have even more. So we separated it between, I believe, 8, and yeah, it was about 50 a person.
Yeah,
so it really wasn't bad. It could have been a lot worse. I thought it was good.
Was that Joe? Was Joey riding anything for the first time?
Tron.
Yeah. Okay. He can hop on if he wants.
Yeah, by the way, Joey's here too.
Yeah. Hello. Joey is here too. He rode Tron for the first time. We both actually rode Tiana for the first time. That is it's a pretty terrible replacement. And not because it's a terrible ride. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say it's not a terrible replacement, but if nothing is working, then
yeah, we rode it like 3 times, and all 3 times everything was broken. The first ride, like 3 of the animatronics, 3 of the Tiana animatronics, and I think there are 4 were broken.
That's bad. Jeez. It's a brand new ride.
like
Come on, guys.
we did not have out of our 3 rides, we didn't have a single ride where everything worked.
Yeah, but every time something else was broken, so
Yeah. So
sometimes it was just only the face broken.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was just the body that was not moving and the face was moving.
Yeah. All of the animatronics were broken every time we rode it, which was kind of very unfortunate.
Well, that's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
Especially after riding the not the original Splash Mountain, but the Tokyo Splash Mountain, and everything worked like it did in like the 90s. And then riding Tiana's, and I'm like, I don't like it as much.
Yeah, I'm like, everything is broken on this thing. Why? It was very frustrating. Like, I just wanted to see it's what, 7 or 8 months old? Like, why is everything broken?
Right.
Yeah, maybe a little longer, but I forgot.
How were the fun spots? Did you go to the fun spots?
We did go to the fun spots. I did not ride a single thing. I don't ride things at Fun Spot.
Oh man,
Joey rode stuff at Fun Spots. I went and had my Fun Spot cup where I got my really cheap beers, and I pet Thumper. JK, Thumper would not let me pet her, so I just sat next to her and stared at her for a while. And then at the Orlando one, I don't know, I just hung out while people rode things. I don't ride things at those parks often. They're just there.
I was just down there and did the Galaxy spinning mouse, and they like load all of us into the train, and then the ride breaks down, and they get everybody out of the station except for me and my 2 friends who were loaded into the car that was in the front of the station, and they kind of like fidgeted at the controls for a little bit, and then sent us out without testing the ride. And I laughed so hard the whole time. I was in tears just being able to be a test rider. So I guess I understand why maybe you don't want to ride everything there, but man, that place cracks me up.
It's a very special place. I really like to watch what's happening around me. It's a very special place. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Fun Spot parks. It's something.
Something tells me that's like Nathaniel's favorite parks in Orlando. Am I right?
I mean, I really do like
you
that.
would.
I really do. I really like Mind Blower a lot. And the Hurricane. I think the Kissimmee Park is just a complete hoot and a holler.
A hoot and a holler.
It's just so. The first time I went there, I remember I got in line for the Sky Coaster and didn't know it was 300 feet tall, and they just keep hoisting me up. I'm like, what on earth? What kind of ride am I on? This is crazy. And that's my favorite theme park attraction anywhere, is that Sky Coaster in Kissimmee. It is
that Sky Coaster
absolutely insane.
Well, I also, while Jenn was in Florida, I referenced it on our last episode. I went on a cruise, specifically the Coaster Cruise with Coaster Studios. It was their second annual event of this kind. And let's start with the positives. And there were many, many positives. For one, it was very cool because I want to say we had 65 people last year, and almost half of them came back this year. So only knowing like 6 people last year and then knowing like 30 this year, it was just so much more, I guess, social, and like we all started hanging out with each other a lot earlier than we did last year. Like the camaraderie of our group has just been all the positive things that you can think of like the coaster community was exemplified in that cruise. Just like good times. Honestly, didn't even talk coasters that much. It was just really, really cool people just having a great time with each other. They're doing it again next year out of Miami, and they are, I think we're stopping in San Juan, St. Thomas, and the Bahamas. So coastercruise.com, this is my plug for next year. It's definitely going to be the best. They have Bolt, the onboard roller coaster, which we all rode last year, this year, and doing it again next year to get the trifecta, because there's only 3 currently.
Wow.
I cannot recommend it enough. I got to host trivia, which was really, really fun. I think that video will be on Coaster Studios at some point in the next few months. We definitely recorded it. It was great. It was great. Cannot recommend it enough. But let's talk about a very, very, very big negative that happened on this cruise. So, of all people, Taylor Bybee, who is, if you don't know him, is not the most, athletically interested individual, doesn't really like the sport. He was the one that said, hey, let's enter this dodgeball tournament. It would be really fun seeing enthusiasts, get their butt kicked in dodgeball. Now, me, I played sports for 15 years as a kid. I was all about this. I'm like, let's go. I felt like I was in high school again. Unfortunately, my body is not in high school anymore. And for the longest time, I thought I was stepped on. But I watched, Sarah's mom actually has footage of this that I watched like an hour ago. I don't believe I was stepped on. I was backing up, dominating, by the way. I was eliminating like 3-4 people in like 2 minutes. I was backing up, and then there was a ball in the air that ricocheted off of another person. I put all my weight on my back foot, and then as I was going forward, immediately went down in pain. I clearly did something to my foot. My biggest fear was that it was an Achilles. However, after wrapping it up, I walked around the rest of the week with a limp, but I thought it was just a really bad sprain. I get back home, go to the doctors. Immediately, she was like, you tore your Achilles. So, I tore my Achilles, by far the most significant injury of my life, despite playing sports for 15 years. I do not blame Taylor, by the way. I actually think it's kind of funny.
You should blame Taylor.
That he was the one that suggested
it. Cancel him.
No, I think the worst injury I had. What's that, Jen?
I said he's so inconsiderate. He should have known.
No, it's just I played baseball for 15 years. I think I missed one game due to an injury. I think it was just a minor sprained ankle.
Mm-hmm.
But when Taylor suggests an athletic event, I have a terrible injury. The odds.
The picture he sent of your ankle looked pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm actually having a surgery this Friday at the time of when this episode comes out. It's probably be a 3-month recovery as far as when I can walk around normally again. I'm glad it happened in February. Outside of maybe a trip to Florida, I didn't really have too many plans the next few months.
Yeah, except for seeing us in a week.
I unfortunately will not be going to Sesame Place with you guys, yes, because my surgery is literally the day before you guys go.
Can you ride a coaster with a bad Achilles?
I rode Iron Shark when we got off the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
So again, I didn't know it was torn at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, yes, you could ride a roller coaster with the torn Achilles.
Yeah, you might be able to ADA it too.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what parks I'm going to even attempt to go to in March and
Right.
April. Maybe Six Flags. I'm assuming by May I'm already kind of walking around, maybe just like a little limp.
Yeah.
So 95% of the coaster cruise was amazing. That was unfortunate. So,
How was the coaster on the boat?
So the bolt on, this was the Jubilee we went on. It was so much better than the one last year, which was the Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Their boost button actually worked. And how it worked is you essentially had like 15 seconds of boost that you could use at any time during your 2 laps.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so you could like strategize. Like I hit it right before the helix, and then I hit it again right before the airtime hill. And you actually got pretty legit airtime.
That's actually fun.
Yeah, no, it was really, really good. I mean, we enjoyed the Mardi Gras, but this one was just so much better. So
They should have that button in the front row of every ride.
imagine, right?
Yeah, any ride can go into boost mode at any moment. That would be awesome.
When would you put Magnum XL200 in boost mode?
Probably if the trims hit immediately right after the trim.
I was going to say right
Save
before the Dorito Hills.
Yeah, just save it for the Dorito Hills no matter what. Yeah, or right before the turnaround and really get whipped around the thing.
Well, we'll see if we talk about Magnum later on. I don't know if it made the tournament. Well, we'll see.
I know Talon definitely didn't make the tournament.
Yeah, that's because Talon already won one, so it was eliminated.
Oh, that's right.
It did
It can
win
go in again if it wins.
the
Talon madness. You should run another bracket another time for all the Talons.
Talon did win the April 1st championship one year.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Talon won the Talon literally won it 1 year.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's why it's not in this year. It's the only former champion that I couldn't include.
Oh darn.
Well, it's good to know. There's no more bannings.
No, so yeah, I mean, let's talk about the history a little bit.
Yeah.
I started doing this in 2018, so this is now the 8th year I'm doing this, which is insane. I had barely had a following in 2018. I think I was getting 30 to 40 votes a matchup, which at the time I'm like, hey, at least people are semi-participating. That's kind of cool. Didn't know what I was doing. The bracket, I think, was all American coasters. My knowledge of the industry at that time was very limited. It was probably a horrendous bracket. But Fury 325 ended up winning. And then I started doing it every year, and it started gaining some more interest. I would say it really started gaining interest when I met this one over here by the name of Allison, who knows how to do some cool things with a computer in the graphic department. And she started to make this bracket and all the matchups pop beyond my wildest imaginations. I think that was, 2022 was the first time?
Something like I don't even remember.
Yeah, because we barely knew each other in March of 21. So I
guess it had to have been 22.
So she started making all these amazing brackets, individual matchup designs, and this is when it took off, because now that I'm posting it on social media, it just looks amazing. And this is our 4th year technically.
Yeah, I think
doing this together. I think it really was like, holy crap, this is insane. Was, if you don't know, we've referenced it a little bit. So Zadra won in 2022. And, this has always been just a silly, not that serious tournament that was just on my Twitter. And then a couple months later, Energylandia posts, like, what an honor this is. We just won this prestigious tournament. We're so happy for Zadra. And then a month later, they build this legit plaque that says Coaster Madness Champion 2022 that is on the front entrance of Zadra, and it is still there to this day.
Straight up says Coaster 365 on it.
Says Coaster 365 on it.
I think Parkspill was the first one to actually spot it.
Yes, he was. He was, yes.
I was lucky enough to go. I went to Energylandia 22.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 22? Jeez, that doesn't feel
yeah,
right.
a bunch of you went in 22.
Yeah, we made sure to deface the plaque a little bit. I definitely licked it. Not gonna lie.
Listen, that's part of your plaque. You can do whatever you want with it.
We cleaned it a little bit too. It was very rainy that day. A few of us went in and literally cleaned all the condensation off. There was another plaque there too. We just ignored that one. But it was really cool to see it in person.
Insane. I can't wait to see it myself one day. I can't believe that it's there. But yeah, this is year number 8. To address a point that you made, Nathaniel, in 2020 and 2021, I think Steel Vengeance had won 2 years in a row against Fury in the finals. But this was also COVID time. Not a lot of new coasters were being added, so it was essentially the same tournament 2 years in a row. So I made the call just for a couple years to not include former winners, which is why Maverick won. It probably helped Zadra win, to be fair. But then 2023, I said, okay, everybody's back. We got Velocicoaster, we got Iron Gauze, we got all these, new contenders. Everybody's back in, and it's been great. We've gotten, I think, 5 different winners in the last 5 years. So Velocicoaster won in 2023, and the Voyage won in 2024.
This is still the no. What?
Yep.
No. Okay.
Yep. You have something to say, Jen?
Just no.
What did you want to happen?
Not Voyage.
You've never even been on Voyage.
Not Voyage.
You've never been on Voyage, Jen.
A wooden coaster winning
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
It's
And
insane.
I tend to talk a little bit about that today. Is
Okay,
like,
Mr.
what other
Thing
wooden
Dancing.
roller coasters have the potential to take the whole thing home? You know, there's not many out there that can fight against some of the top contenders in the tournament. When it comes to Woodies, I think the only other one that I could ever see getting to the finals right now is like El Toro.
Yeah, maybe.
Voyage has strong wins.
Yeah, Voyage is just another league.
It deserved a win finally, especially after being in a championship before. I think it made its case. It's here to stay. It's a major player.
Oh yeah, for sure. It could go back to back. So before I get into some of the questions and kind of like how I create this bracket, I've been talking a while. So Allison, let's turn it to you and the graphics side of this tournament and what your thought process is about all this madness.
Honestly, every year, like the first year I started, I'm like, I wanted to make something look pretty for you to put on Twitter to kind of get more of that attention. And then every year I'm just like, okay, how do I top last year's? And every year I'm also like, there's no way I can ever top the last year. And then I somehow managed to. I think that comes a lot with just more experience in my field, and I'm learning new tricks in Illustrator and things like that. So like I've been using things that I've learned to make the graphics even prettier and more eye-catching. The biggest, like, I wouldn't say issue, but like the hardest, most difficult part of it is just getting all the good pictures for it.
Yeah,
I know a few years ago, like we had to source a lot of stuff from RCDB, and we still do that for some. But as especially as me and Bryant travel more, we just get more and more good pictures to use. And I know Bryant's already gotten a lot of good pictures from Japan for this year. Disclaimer, I have not really done any of the graphics yet this year except for the bracket, and it starts in like a week. So yeah, I need to work on that.
You find a way. You always
I will work on it during this week. I have no choice because those first like 2 weeks of the tournament, we go through the graphics quick.
Yes, we do, because the first round is 16 days. So
but yeah, I always try to play around, just make things look cool. I always look up like sports graphics ahead of time to try to get like some inspiration. And
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I just kind of keep playing around with stuff until I find something that fits. And then now even started introducing like story templates for Instagram. So I also just kind of like doubled the amount of work that I do now because I do separate or different ratios for the different social media platforms.
Well, I guess you'll be a busy woman the next few days, which I always appreciate. Seriously, I don't know how you do it every year. Like I'm always, well, you always text me like, "Oh, is this okay?" And I'm always like, "This is like the best ever." Yes, of course it's okay. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, and like occasionally, like Brian will catch a typo or something on my end, and I'll have to work up something on the fly and like literally text it to you and be like, "Hopefully this works."
Yeah, very rarely. I feel like if anything, I'm like, "Oh, can you change this seed to whatever?"
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. We've already had a few like kind of edits going through the making of the actual bracket, but I think the bracket looks good.
No, it always looks phenomenal, and this year, no exception. So, do we want to get into the questions? I already talked about the history. I think so,
Yeah,
right?
A lot of the questions do kind of repeat. I do want to point out one of my favorite comments that we got. The only one that was a comment, not a question, but Martin said, "Highlight of the year."
Yeah, I saw that. I appreciate that. The fact that people think that, I mean, I know Nathaniel referenced it too. Like,
yeah,
it's validation, of all the hard work that I mean, you do most of the hard work. To be fair, I just create the bracket and put the polls up.
It's a lot to keep track of, and
we'll get into for sure
making of the bracket. I know there's questions about that too.
And be consistent.
So we have the first question from Gary. I think we're gonna have our first live listener question. I think we can make that happen, right?
Isn't he in Washington though?
Yeah, he lives in Seattle. Good buddy of mine.
Oh, and you're in Cincinnati.
But he's also crazy. So
wait a minute.
Yeah, I might have found my way over to Cincinnati here.
Oh my God, it's Gary.
Gary flew all the way to Cincinnati just to ask this question on the podcast.
Right?
Guys.
Oh my gosh.
Just to ask this one
Only
question.
reason I flew to Cincinnati.
What
I
a
I
trooper!
thought to myself, you know what? This question's being asked. Let me find a flight and make my way over.
Exactly.
But it's kind of an important question because it might help shed some light on the creation of Coaster Madness here. Bryant, what is the process for seeding the coasters ahead of the tournament?
I'm actually going to choose to not answer that question. No, I'm only kidding.
You can answer
Gary all the way.
Go back to Seattle. No.
All that fly out here for that question.
The process for seeding. So this is definitely an evolution over the years. And I think this kind of combines a few of the questions that we've asked. I know Taylor said, how do you determine what position a ride gets seeded and who it goes up against, which is a little bit different. Evan asked, how do you decide which 64 coasters make it into the bracket? I feel like I can combine all those questions into this one answer. So I use a few different processes. The main one is I do refer to past brackets. And to me, it's very important to try my best to have as many new matchups as I possibly can. And not just the first round, but like Final Four, finals. Like I try to rearrange and flip them to the point where it's not a similar matchup from at least the previous 2 years. I mean, you can't go all the way back and always get new things. As far as the seating, I also use CoasterBot. Does a probably what I think is the most accurate ranking system out there, where he gets, I think, thousands of people submit their top hundreds, their top 200s, and he pulls them all together and he spits out what the results are. That's honestly a huge source of how I pick the 64 coasters. It's not necessarily the top 64 on his list, but it definitely gives me a good idea of like, okay, this should be a 2 seed, this should be a 1 seed. Should this make the cut? Should this, not be in the tournament? Definitely a huge resource in picking the coasters. And then honestly, it's I want to make what I think will be as competitive of a matchup as possible. I personally like this is, I'm an American, and I'd say 70%, if not even more, of my followers are American. So there is going to be a bias towards American roller coasters. So sometimes what I like to do is I put a very, very popular international coaster that's objectively a better roller coaster, but I might put it up against like a very, very popular American coaster, say from Ohio or Florida, that gets a lot of ridership. Thinking, okay, that might cause a clash of, are you picking because it's your favorite one to ride, or are you actually picking because it's the better roller coaster? I sometimes have some personal matchups here and there from longtime supporters of the tournament, especially if I know that it might rile them up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Hi, Tom. I got a matchup for you this one. Just wait. Sometimes I like to do, here's a RMC, maybe like RMC versus RMC, or wooden coaster versus wooden coaster. I play around. I try to create what I think is the fairest bracket, but also what is the most fun. The fun is the most important part, in my opinion.
It's insightful for me as a fan and Coaster Madness analyst. Like, I really there's a lot of matchups that I dream of happening one day. Like, I'd love to see like an Orion versus Mystic Timbers, or an I-305 Mystic Timbers versus Orion, or Pantherian versus Twisted Timbers. Like, put the park up against itself, so it's sending its best foot forward through the rest of the tournament.
I will say, I at least in the first round, I think I rarely do two coasters from the same park.
Right.
But I do sometimes purposely make a second round matchup where if the two good coasters win, then it might be two from the same park.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually have a couple examples in this bracket where I did that. So yeah, no, that's an interesting theory going forward. I could maybe do that in the first round more often.
I think about manufacturers as well.
Mhm.
Like, how many strong players does RMC send out versus Intamin? You know, and
Mhm.
having there in my opinion, RMC and Intamin are always the two favorites to take home the
Oh,
championship.
for sure. Yeah.
Regardless of who's in it, like if I had to put money on it, I'd like put my money on an Intamin or an RMC. And I think what I'm very interested in this bracket is Mock's competitors get stronger every season. So
Mhm.
so I'm very eager to see Voltron's story this year. Probably the most anticipated coaster of the bracket.
Joey
Um,
approves.
and another one of my favorites in the bracket that I like watching is DC Rivals. I think it's probably one of the most underrated coasters in the bracket.
Mhm.
It finally picked up its first win last year. I was really psyched to see it. I don't know what its ceiling
See,
is, but
I didn't even know it was DC Rival's first win last year. Nathaniel
it was
knows
his first win. It
the
was his
history of the
first win.
tournament more than I do.
Yeah. And there's and I love watching what the spinners do as well.
Okay.
And there's like an interesting matchup last year. I can pull it up in 1 second here if I take a look, but like Time Traveler versus Ride to Happiness. What coasters are able to beat Time Traveler but fall to Ride to Happiness?
Mhm.
I think you can really see the difference between those two.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Sometimes the American bias does not win out, and everyone does just, oh, that's the best coaster in Germany or Belgium or whatever. But then
Sure.
other times you get, like, say, maybe a coaster from Japan that not many people have ridden, and then I'll put it up against something from Florida, and the Florida coaster ends up winning, and then people get upset, which...
Sure. Oh, it was Gotham City Escape. So Gotham City Escape last year, I think beat out Time Traveler, but lost to Ride to Happiness. So
Interesting.
kind
Okay.
of interesting kind of, you can kind of see like there's not enough American bias for Time Traveler to get put above Gotham City Escape. But there's also enough knowledge of European coasters to realize like Ride to Happiness has something going on that's like pretty special. So I'm expecting big things from that this year as well, especially
Okay.
as rides become more popular. There's more ridership and whatnot.
I like it. I like it.
So I'm gonna pull a question that it's a little lower in the list, but related. Lom said, now that you've ridden more coasters in the bracket, has it gotten tougher to seed everything? Because I was just thinking about that too. Like now that you've been to Japan,
Mhm.
how does that affect how you do the seating now that you've experienced them firsthand?
I would say personal bias factors very, very little into when I make the bracket. I really do my best to not say, oh, I really love that coaster, so I'm going to put it 3 seeds higher than I usually do. I think it's all, I value the overall consensus. What I feel is the overall consensus about a ride from the community way more than my personal opinion. And I think you'll see, like, here's a quick little spoiler. Everyone knows I've said Wicked Cyclone is, the ride that made me an enthusiast. It's in my top 15. My own personal bracket, I'd probably have it as a 5 or a 6 seed. I think I have it as a 15 seed in this year's tournament. So I still put it in, but way, way lower of a seed than I would have probably put it in. So I guess that's, a little personal flair here and there, but nothing crazy. And Llama Mom has a few other questions. Who's gotten closest to a perfect bracket? Some people have put together like a little like fantasy league. Shout out Adam. He asked, will there be a fantasy league for this tournament? I never set them up. Other people sometimes do. I don't think anyone's ever gotten a perfect bracket. That's very, very difficult, especially at the first round matchups, the 8-9s, the 7-10s. So I don't know who's gotten close to a perfect bracket.
If anyone has gotten a perfect bracket and you have timestamps,
Let us know.
We want to know.
I love seeing how many people do 2 different brackets when they fill it out, one for their personal taste and then one for what they anticipate to be.
That's true, yeah. That's really cool.
Right. Yeah, who you're voting for versus what you think the field is going to be like. And I think there's a lot of like unpredicted aspects to how the vote turnout is. Like, is it just the people that are following you, Bryant, on Twitter or an Instagram, or does it, does a Hagrid's matchup get hijacked by Harry Potter fans? Does does Disney Twitter get in on a Guardians matchup or something like that? So there's a lot of unpredictability when it comes to the tournament.
Sometimes matchups randomly go off, like voting wise, and I don't know why. It could be something like that. I want to say it's probably not all of my followers because I don't know. I feel like I Twitter these days, I don't even know what follower counts are. They're so like inaccurate, I feel. So, I can't go by the number of votes versus followers. I know Instagram, obviously, I think you have to probably follow me to vote on there, or at least most people do.
It's crazy to me when like the parks get in on it too.
Yeah, I want to shout out Fun Spot actually. Fun Spot made a really big push for Airy Force last year, which is really cool to see.
They want to plaque, man.
Yeah, I know. And it's hard to be like, yeah, Airy Force keeps winning and just like fudge the results because you want to,
Yeah.
You want the parks that actually reach out to like, you want it to do well. So, but
they put up Ace Landmark things. They put up Golden Ticket Awards. Like, there's no reason to think like this tournament has enough momentum that
it's crazy. Yeah.
Energy Landia did it.
Yeah. And you only hand out 1 award a year, so it is far more pristine, in my opinion.
We shall see. I know G Prodigy did like get involved in the Velocicoaster. Like he was kind of retweeting it, which is really amazing. No plaque on Velocicoaster.
I was still hopeful they would put a plaque up for Velocicoaster,
no
but I don't see that happening.
No, that was never going to happen. I would have died if that happened. Are you kidding me?
We would have taken a special trip down there just to go take selfies.
Right. So next question, Laurel. How do you choose the most beautiful photo of Magnum from year to year? Well, to be fair, I'm not sure if we've ever used Laurel's picture for Magnum. I think it would be a crime if we didn't this year.
I'm going to make a note of that right now.
Yeah. Again, Magnum might not make the tournament, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
might only have to post the photo 1 week, too.
That's true. So
if I'd already gone through and done graphics, I would know these things. But
yeah. If Magnum didn't make it, then that question's null and void. But
Magnum had an overtime matchup against Zadra, though, which I think people forget about.
And I don't think anyone forgets about that one. So
it did lose the matchup, but like I think that's enough to show you that I don't care what coaster you are, if you're up against Magnum, you should be scared.
That was definitely the matchup I think that also helped propel this tournament a little bit. I know the Drunk Riders spent like an entire episode talking about Zadra versus Magnum.
That's why they did.
And yeah. Again, shout out Tom. He had one of the best rants of his life about that matchup, which go back and listen to that episode. It's hilarious. Does anyone should I ask all the questions or how are we?
No.
Easy question, so I'm not asking any.
That's true.
All right, this is off topic, guys, but Joey is sitting beside me making some kind of art that is like Epcot, Europa Park, Brazil, and now he's adding pizza to it. I have no idea what's happening. I got a little distracted during that last question.
Is this within the Snapchats you just sent me?
Yes, these are the Snapchats.
If someone gets a perfect bracket, they should win the drawing.
I don't hate that.
If anyone sends us your perfect
I don't hate
bracket,
that.
you can have your Joey's Europa Park. Epcot Brazil pizza art.
Oh my God.
Now I kind of want to like get a picture of that drawing and just post it on our Twitter just to be like,
Yes.
episode out,
Can you please?
episode out of context. Oh, I can make it the episode art.
Our episode art is just.
Don't hate it.
It's art, guys. You wouldn't understand.
I literally looked up and I was like, "What is happening?"
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I can ask the next one.
I think we only got 2 left.
All right, we jumped around a ton too.
Yes, we did.
Oh my goodness. I don't think we asked Whiskey Nick, right?
No,
We
that's
did
Oh,
not.
we
No.
did. Yes. Wait, no, we didn't. Oh, I see. Okay. Whiskey Nick, what about putting together a 32 park tournament to go along with the Coaster Madness?
So the major reason I did roller coasters and not parks is I did not want to take away from Coaster 101, who has done a park bracket for a lot longer than I have. I think they've been doing it for like a decade, at least a decade at this point. So that exists. They do a really good job with it. So the park bracket's definitely a Coaster 101 thing. So
Why don't you run a round robin tournament with every roller coaster on RCDB? That's what you should spend your time doing.
that would be insane. And I'm not gonna lie, part of me, hell, maybe next year, maybe it jumps the shark this year, and I have to change it up. Part of me, like, what if I just did 64 random coasters? Like, what's that like the coaster in Juneau or Anchorage in Alaska, or like the coaster in Thailand with the nail in the tongue? Like, just like some of the most absurd coasters in the world. I've thought about it, but I'm not there yet.
Themed tournaments would be fun, I think. Also,
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could run one in like the summer or something, or the fall.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a full 64, but I think
That's
it
true.
just
That's true.
gets a lot of people,
I don't hate that.
It would honestly be chaotic. It would be so much fun.
Maybe throw Talon in there, see how it get Jenn back in my good graces. We'll see.
Yeah, we need more talent.
Hey, we haven't revealed the bracket yet. Maybe Talon is in there.
Never know. It's not.
Yeah, sometimes
All right, finally we have Alex, and he has a bunch of questions. What made you decide to do this tournament in the first place? What criteria do you use to seed the tournament? We kind of already talked about that. What factors do you think lead to coasters having success in the tournament? Also, why is UConn winning a title this year? So, UConn actually goes back to the first question. What made you decide to do this tournament? I'm a huge college basketball fan. I did go to UConn. The back-to-back defending national champions in men's basketball. The greatest, I mean, it is the greatest college basketball program of all time. 17 national championships, the men and women combined. No one's even close. So I've liked brackets my whole life. So it just made sense to combine my love of roller coasters with my love of March Madness. And I don't think UConn's winning a title this year, by the way. I don't think it's our year this year. And what factors do you think lead to coasters having success? I think it's just overall popularity and ridership. I think being in Orlando and Ohio help for sure. Look, I think Ohio has technically won 3 times. I guess Florida's only won once. But yeah. You got to be a really good roller coaster to win.
Yeah, you do.
Like the Voyage.
Yeah. Been there twice.
So I hope that was a little taste into my how I make these brackets.
Juan did have one more question on there at the bottom. Oh. So what's the best bracket that you've seen that's neither coaster nor NCAA related? My favorite is ranking the worst Wawa
parking lots. Oh God, I've seen so many like good random brackets over the years. Ah man. I don't know if I have an answer to that question. Do you guys have you guys seen any like really cool brackets?
I know Meg has been doing some fun ones.
She has.
I know she did like a soda one. I think she did cereal.
She did cereal. She did Fearless, which was very entertaining.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, she's definitely done a bunch of fun ones.
Which we know Jenn would not vote for Love Story.
No, absolutely not. Love Story would be like I would rather die than vote for Love Story. Ever.
Well, that's a little dramatic.
No, it's not.
So, guys, is it time? Have we covered everything?
Time for the reveal.
Besides the reveal. Oh, actually, yes, I did want to.
Right?
What's that?
Trivia?
I was going to wait till the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did want to make some points about voting this year. There is some slight changes and also some changes to the bracket. I think I've done this once before, and I decided to bring it back this year. I don't know if it's going to be a popular move, but we're going to try it out in that I have seeded them properly, but I am not going to reveal the seeds for the bracket. They're just going to be listed without a number. They're all going to be lined up as they should. The one would still face the 8 in the second round, the 1 and the 4 in the third round, and so on. And they're also all going to be kind of jumbled. Like the top line isn't necessarily the number 1 seed. In fact, it's not the number 1 seed. So it's going to be kind of a psychological experiment to see if the seed number biased the vote at all.
I like that a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't understand how March Madness works. I don't understand anything that you just said. I'm just here.
Well, I should explain if you don't know. I'm sure there are people
Everyone
that don't
has tried
know.
to explain it to me a million times, and I don't understand. But if you would like to explain for listeners who don't know, I'm a lost hope. I'm just here to be dramatic.
Love
the
that.
Eagles had the 1 seed this year, right? Or was it the Lions?
They had 2. The Lions had the 1.
They had the 2. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Lions were better than the Eagles, which is why they had the 1 seed. But then they ended up not winning. Does that explain it? The higher the seed, the better the ride. Allegedly.
Jen's just waiting for the reveal, I think.
Yeah, I zoned out.
Wow. So rude, Jenn. Nathaniel's on here for the first time.
Yeah, that's on brand for her.
Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. I'm back.
I'm excited to see if there's some returning players. I'm looking forward to seeing what's up with Lightning Rod this year.
Yeah, because Lightning Rod did not make it last year because it was kind of in limbo.
A strategic year off to regroup and re-strategize, I think
so. And also, I should say, there was been some discussion. I decided to not include Top Thrill 2. It was open for a week. Not enough people get to ride it. I just didn't think it was fair to throw it on there. I know you did, Allison, yes. But and you did too, Nathaniel. But, you need a full season of operation to make this tournament.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And there's also like some coasters, like I've added them before. Like there's some really good roller coasters in China. Not a lot of people that follow me have ridden them. And the ones that I have included in the past, they get blown out every time. Again, like I said, talking about this bracket, I try to make as many, competitive and entertaining matches as possible. I could throw Wood Coaster, Dueling Dragons, Dinoconda in there, and it'll probably get blown out by maybe a coaster that's objectively worse, but it's more popular.
Right.
So it is what it is. And voting, I did mention a voting change. It's always been 24 hours on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even told Allison this yet. I am changing that. I still don't know how long. I'm thinking each poll will be 10 hours.
Okay.
I think posting one at 8 a.m., ending at 6 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me. And then another one at 10 a.m. and ending at 8 p.m. Eastern. So same day results. And that way, Mullet doesn't have to stay up till 2 a.m. making sure everything is fair.
Yeah.
So, question: how are you going to do it for Instagram since those stories are up for 24 hours?
I'm going to delete the story once the 10 hours is up.
Okay, fair.
There we go.
I like this idea too.
See, I'm learning as we go.
There we go. All right, all. I think it's time to finally reveal this bracket.
I agree.
Let's go.
Region number 1. This is the black region as of now.
Yeah.
And again, this is not normally you read the one in the 16 first. I'm not revealing the seed. I'll reveal the seeds once the tournament's over. But for now, we're going in blind. Matchup number 1, we have Taryn at Fantasialand versus Montu at Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Oh,
Taryn away.
This is Taryn.
Okay, we get.
I'm also the kind of person I will probably have Taryn go to my final 4. So I love
Montu, a very popular ride though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a get right game for Montu. I think it's a get right match for both of these coasters. It's arguable that Taryn has kind of plateaued in the tournament, at least. I've never ridden it, so I can't give you a specific my specific opinion and how good I think the ride is. But from what I've seen, and I'm pulling up its last few matches, Sweet 16 last year and a second round exit in 2023. So its losses the last 2 years were to Millennium Force and Zadra. So it needs a stronger win for me to say that it can, make the final 4, like Allison said. But I think one win here against Montu, it can totally pull off.
This is the analysis I wanted. My God, that was straight out of CBS, bracketology right there.
Montu's been on the downswing lately. 2 Sweet 16 performances followed by a second round exit, and then it lost in the first round last year to Taiga. So if it's losing to Taiga last year in the first round, I haven't ridden either, but Taiga to me does look better than Taryn. I think it has a fair shot, but I'm gonna go. I'm definitely going. I'm going Taryn here.
There we go. That's unbelievable. Holy crap.
If we keep up that level of analysis for all of these, we're going to be recording until tomorrow.
I know. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep it a little more brief.
I mean, that was a close one to talk about. Next up, we got Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm taking on Wildcats Revenge at Hershey Park.
Okay.
Wildcat, I think, did pretty good debut last year.
Wildcat had a great debut.
Make the Elite 8 or Sweet 16?
Sweet 16, we were robbed of that Air Force One Wildcats Revenge match, which could have been a possibility last season, which would have been cool to see.
And Ghost Rider always seems to struggle in this tournament, so we'll see.
Kind of does.
Because it's a wooden coaster.
Here we go. But it is one of the better ones, so maybe this is the year it gets a little bit more respect. We shall see. Next matchup. This is one of my favorite ones that I came up with. We got Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City versus the return of Lightning Rod at Dollywood.
Oh, awesome.
This
is so sick.
The former Topper Track versus the current Topper Track.
Yeah.
At the Hershey Parks.
Yeah.
This is great because Outlaw Run usually does pretty well against other Woodies. It has lost the Voyage, but it usually does well against other Woodies. And then Lightning Rod, it's like this idea of, is it better to have the reliability or is it better to have the launch? What's going to appease the voters here the most? Great. This is really exciting. If I had to guess, this is the 8-9. I don't know though, but if I had to guess.
Yeah, no, I'm very intrigued. This is definitely one. If I was, picking who would win, I don't know. Because Lightning Rod, I think, has made a Final Four before, but that was back in the launch days. And,
like 21, yeah.
Yeah, so We shall see. I'm very, very excited for that one. Definitely one of my favorites of the first
people
round.
are going to love that.
Yeah.
And the RMC Twitter page is going to have a field day with that.
Speaking of RMC, the next matchup, we got Air Force One in its second ever Coaster Madness, taking on Lek Coaster at Legendia in Poland.
That's going to be a good matchup, I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
And I like seeing Wildcat and Air Force One in the same bracket.
Yeah, if they both win their first two matchups, they will meet in the Sweet 16. So there's that dream matchup, the two 2024 RMCs. 2023? 2023, yeah. Man, time's flying. Next matchup, we have Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure. Very, very popular ride. Taking on one of two Coaster Madness debuts here in 2025. Hagrid's is taking on Hyperia at Thorpe Park.
Wow.
So this is one of those very, very popular ride. Hyperia, objectively, probably the better roller coaster, but have enough people ridden it. It's only been open a year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually got the chance to ride Hyperia. It was one of the most popular coasters I had seen, even American enthusiasts traveling to go ride. I think it got some good. I think it could have some legs here in its debut match. And I mentioned Mock earlier. I can't believe I completely forgot about this beast. Their hypercoaster. This is a great matchup for sure.
Next up, Jenn. I think this one you can definitely share some thoughts on.
Oh, let's go.
El Toro, Six Flags Great America is taking on another wooden coaster.
Great Adventure.
Thunderhead at Dollywood.
Oh, interesting.
Like these two coasters, El Toro's maybe going down a little bit and Thunderhead's going up a little bit in the ranks.
Yeah, my answer to this one, and this one's going to get some heat. My answer to this one is very obvious. Why would anyone choose El Toro over Thunderhead right now in this current time?
It's a hot take, but that's also
a really interesting one. Because El Toro at its prime, sure, El Toro took it. But El Toro now...
El Toro, I think definitely be on the lookout for this next year. I'm interested to seeing how it does this year. But in the modern era where we've had fancy brackets done by Allison, it's done final. It was in the Final Four in 2022. And it's... Let's see, it beat Prowler kind of recently.
Okay,
so it's decent. It's never lost to a GCI. We can at least say that. And Thunderhead, I don't know about. I even wondered if it was going to make the tournament, given that it has never won a game.
I think this is where I add a little bit of my personal touch because my last few rides on Thunderhead have just been godly. I think
it needs to be in the tournament. I think it's completely disrespected by voters, but I was even wondering because I don't even think it was in the tournament every single year.
No, it hasn't been, and I think El Toro very rarely doesn't make the Elite Eight, at the least.
Right.
So, Allison, where would you stand on this one?
I was talking to Gary for a second. I don't know what matchup we're looking at.
We're El Toro and Thunderhead.
I would probably go Thunderhead. I've not really had a mind-blowing ride on El Toro.
Okay.
But I have on Thunderhead.
Those Great Adventure fans are sad this year. They'll take a win wherever they can get them.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's also something to consider. Mm-hmm. That can make the Great Adventure, but also they're so angry at the park.
They're angry against them. Yeah, you're right.
They're so angry at the park. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me would just want to spike Great Adventure and make sure that they don't win.
Right. Right. Smooth campaign against them.
It is the only Great Adventure coaster in the tournament. So.
I think that makes sense.
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Nitro's made the tournament here and there. Not this year.
Nitro makes it before Talon.
Yeah. B&M Hypers don't do great.
They don't. And in fact,
no matter how good it is, they just don't.
Here's a spoiler.
Yeah.
I don't have a B&M Hyper in this tournament.
Woo! Yeah, great year. This is a great year.
Do I? Am I missing one?
Yeah. There's two.
Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
Never mind.
Anyway, we'll get there.
Best one.
Next up, we have the only 2-time Coaster Madness champion, Steel Vengeance,
Nice.
taking on Phoenix at... Where's Phoenix? Group Summerland?
One of the Summerlands.
Yeah. Piran's at Jers and Phoenix at Farouk.
Yeah, the European confirmed it.
Steel Vengeance and Phoenix.
Brutal for Phoenix
You
here.
can probably guess what, seeds these are, maybe.
Yeah.
But
what are we? Phoenix with 2 first-round exits. Now it has to go against Steel Vengeance. That is bad luck. Steel Vengeance is the GOAT of this tournament. It's just... it's crazy. And it's in the same bracket as Wildcat and Air Force One, which is pretty exciting. We're being interrupted to look at
that picture needs to go to the closest bracket for sure.
Yeah, it might be episode art. We'll see.
My God. That's amazing.
I hope you guys can understand me getting distracted.
I do.
You'll have to send a copy of that to me, please.
I have no clue how this works, but I
Final matchup in the Black region. We got Mystic Timbers, Kings Island, taking on, a B&M Hyper, but supposedly a really good one in Shambhala or Aventura. Mystic Timbers versus Shambhala.
Let's go Mystic.
Yeah, I feel like putting Mystic Timbers against the Hyper, that's one of the wooden coasters that I'll kind of fight for a little bit.
Yay! We got Jen's approval.
There we go. Wooden coaster. There we go. I want to say Shambhala is the most successful B&M Hyper in the tournament's history.
Certainly is one of them. Maybe Mako is the only other one that's done quite as well.
Mm-hmm. There's the other one.
Mystic Timbers is probably good for like I think at best its ceiling is the Sweet 16, and it's had some bad luck with matchups it's run into the second round, and here I think it's in trouble in round 1. I'd go Shambhala on this.
Okay.
On this.
So that's the Black region. Just looking at some potential, second round matchups. Steel Vengeance versus Mystic. A little Battle of Ohio potentially there if they win out. Hyperia, El Toro. I think that'll be a pretty good one if El Toro moves on. We already mentioned Sweet 16. You could get Air Force versus Wildcat. That would be very, very intriguing. I think that's a battle of Joe Draves, I believe, right?
I was gonna say, which one will the RMC account vote for?
Yeah, this bracket. I mean, if I'm RMC, I'm a little bit bummed that I don't have these 3 coasters spread around the bracket. But I mean, there's still Iron Gwazi and Zadra floating around. But
yeah, we got some good RMCs in this. This is definitely the RMC heavy region for sure. I think there's 5 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 RMCs in the Black region. So
how many intimates? There's 4.
We got Taryn. We got Black Coaster's intimate, right? It's Vekoma. That's Vekoma.
Yeah, that's Vekoma.
Hagrid's, El Toro. 3. Just 3. Yeah. Now we have the Orange region, and this first matchup I like to call the Ace Special. We got Millennium Force at Cedar Point versus Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park in Germany.
Oh, gosh.
What many call the European Millennium Force, in that came out around the same time and maybe slightly overrated. Is Joey with us? Has Joey been on Expedition G-Force?
I've been on Expedition G-Force. My legs hurt every single time.
Okay, there we go.
Restraints.
Is it overrated?
Oh, in my opinion, yes.
Okay.
Way too much.
I think the tournament would agree with you, though, that it might be overrated, considering it did lose to Tatis, it lost to Pantheon. These are in round 1. It lost to both.
Interesting. I didn't know it lost to both of them.
Even out of the same manufacturer, it's like there's better options.
I want to say Millennium Force made the first finals against Fury.
It did. It did. And Millennium, I mean, I don't think I still put like Millennium in like the tier 1 of competitors. I still expected to not get a first round exit. And this would be a brutal loss for Expedition GeForce, but I think it'll be a revealing matchup, if anything.
I would probably agree with that. I would be very surprised if Expedition GeForce won, but you never know. Next up, not a debut. I think only the second time I've included this one. I got Flying Aces at Ferrari World in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. I forgot which one. I think that it's Abu Dhabi. The Skyrush-like, awesome-looking Intamin. And it's taking on Maverick at Cedar Point.
Ooh.
That I feel will be pretty close.
This is a good matchup, I think.
So you're telling me round 2 could be Millennium Force versus Maverick?
Correct.
That's
maybe purposely done.
Yeah, that's an awesome matchup. And cool to see a new contender hit the tournament. I think one that's really well deserved. Flying Aces.
And everyone that's been on it says it's amazing.
Round 1. Yeah.
And better than Skyrush. And Skyrush always does well in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm a lover of Skyrush, so I would love to get on Flying Aces.
But I put up against Maverick, which is insane fan favorite.
Yeah, I was going to say hometown favorite.
And a former champion.
And a former champion. The COVID champion.
Sure.
That's what I like to call it. Next up, another B&M hyper that I lied about. It's Mako, SeaWorld Orlando. A very, very smooth, relaxing coaster taking on the complete opposite of that. X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Oh,
Mako versus X2. Discuss.
How do we
I feel like this is such a hard one.
Because Mako is very just like kind of middle of the pack. People rank it pretty well sometimes. Yeah. X2 is either you love it or you hate it.
Right.
Yeah, like X2 is extremes. I feel like this one might be Mako. Like, I feel like the Mako people are really Mako people.
How has X2 done in previous years? I'm actually not sure.
X2's best year that I have on record is 2018, where it made the Elite Eight. So a long time ago.
Okay.
And I don't think since 2018 it's ever faced a B&M.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It had an X2. X2's last two losses are to Zadra and Ride to Happiness.
That's some tough competition.
Very tough competition for it. It's also lost to Time Traveler way back in the day. So like I kind of lump these coasters kind of together, like the free spinners and the 4Ds, because they're so unique. So I'm always like, I always think these coasters should do extremely well in the tournament. But I think it's a mix between the how much they've actually been ridden by voters, and maybe with X2 some roughness. I think this is a fascinating matchup for both of the coasters, but like Mako hasn't done any. Mako made the Elite Eight in 2021. That was their best year. They lost to Zadra. Since then, it's been Sweet 16, second round. And they're just kind of squashed by, well, it looks like they were squashed by Voyage last year. But Mako's got a solid record. I mean, it beats some RMCs usually. I think whoever loses this matchup is devastated.
It's definitely a tough one. I don't know which way it'll go. I generally Mako probably a slight favorite, but I don't know.
I think a win for either one is good momentum, though. So
for sure, and it's in a spot where it could go far, maybe, because the next matchup, we got Phoenix at Knoebels, huge fan favorite, taking on the debut, the new 2025 debut of Voltron at Europa Park. Joey approves.
Wow, I would hope Joey approves.
I'm very excited to see how Voltron compares.
I would say maybe no other coaster since Velocicoaster in their first tournament has a chance to win it all more than Voltron.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think it actually has a chance to go all the way.
Voltron is like the total package of a coaster, just like Velocicoaster.
I think if it doesn't win this year, I think it could be in that rotation of what's the best coaster never of one Coaster Madness, and maybe it gets a crown either this year or in the next 3 years.
I could see it doing like winning next year after more people have had a chance to go ride it.
Right.
I know, like, obviously we had a big group of us go over there, and so a lot of us have been going over there specifically for Voltron.
But the ops aren't great, right?
Yeah, the ops stink. I hear they're like the worst in the industry.
This is a. I don't think Voltron could be happier having this as their debut matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix has been kicked out by Wildfire twice and kicked out by Montu twice. I think Voltron handles this.
You're calling out my repeat matchups, apparently.
Well, it lost. Those were it lost to Montu in the second round.
Okay.
Twice.
So Phoenix has won before. Yeah, I think I've sent Phoenix for slaughter personally with Voltron, but
What's the furthest Phoenix has gotten?
What's that?
So what's the furthest Phoenix has gotten?
I think probably the second round.
Yeah, probably second round. I only have Phoenix records back to 2019, so I can't.
Phoenix might be out of the tournament next year if it just gets blown out.
That was kind of my thought too.
Yeah.
It's so hard because like Phoenix, I feel like it shouldn't really be there, but also like
so popular.
Like, the Phoenix people, like the people that love Phoenix, are like diehard Phoenix fans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it does win other awards that aren't this bracket, so it's like it kind of has earned its seat at the table. But if it can't if it can't make a statement in this bracket, like this is real competition.
Maybe we need a coaster landmark bracket in the future.
And this is actually interesting. Both these coasters are golden ticket winners this year. You have the best new coaster versus the best.
That's a good point.
From the golden ticket.
I like
that's kind of a fun angle as well.
There we go. All right, the next matchup. Tom, I hope you're listening. This one's for you. Also for you, Laurel, and you, Nathaniel.
All right.
Magnum XL 200 has indeed made the tournament.
Of course.
It's taken on Taiga at Linnamaki.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, I'm going to say Magnum needs to go right down in the first round because all hail Taiga.
This is an incredible matchup. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see.
Now, please, Nathaniel, tell me that you have not. I mean, I know you haven't been on Taiga.
I have not been on now.
Justifiably, do you think it's better than Magnum, or do you think Magnum's better than Taiga?
It's really tough. I mean, Magnum's my number 2 overall. It's my favorite steel coaster on Earth. But if I'm just analyzing tournament perspective, this is a great matchup because both of them, the farthest they've made it is the Sweet 16. So I think it's a pretty fair matchup. Now, Taiga lost to Millennium Force in 2023. So it's going up against Cedar Point again.
Oof, I didn't realize that.
And there's a bunch of people that, like, back to the day that Millennium opened, people have been fans of Magnum XL longer. It has more airtime, albeit painful to some riders. And I've mentioned its cult following earlier. It always has upset potential. But I know I can already hear some voices in my head that I've heard on other podcasts. And I just can't wait to hear their reactions to this matchup because this is This is going to be chaos.
Couldn't have made it any harder for Tom.
This is.
Yeah, I mean, Taiga, it's been open for what, 6 years now? It's a very hard coaster to get to. But those that have written say it's top 10, if not top 5
absolutely.
in the world. I think Gary's. Is that your top like 3? See you around?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Taiga is number 1.
And how many coasters have you been on again?
1,386.
So you have some experience.
That's insane.
A little bit.
That's nowhere near my number 200. Gary, step back.
Hey, just put a 1 in front of yours and you're pretty close.
I've barely been on 1,300 coasters, just rides in my life, let alone different ones.
Nathaniel, what's your count?
454 or something like that.
Right.
Hold on. Let me do some math.
I'm at 533 now. Shout out Bolt.
Are you seeing if combined we have more than
Yeah.
Gary?
What did you say yours was, Bryant?
533. No, we have more combined.
Yeah.
I had like 1,300 laps last year. Does that count?
Oh my
That's
God.
impressive. Yes.
I think right now ours is about 1,765 all combined with the 4 of us.
Wow.
All right, let's
Joey, it's even
Anyway.
more. Joey's like 400, right?
415-ish.
Oh wow, I didn't know we had that many.
there we go.
Bryant, one more matchup in this bracket?
No, we got 3 more.
3 more. Oh, okay,
Yeah, we got to speed this up a little bit. Next up, a ride that I can say I have ridden now. Ejinika Fuji Q Highland.
Okay.
Taking on a big fan favorite in the Incredible Hulk at Islands of Adventure.
It's this one always gets me. Like how the Incredible Hulk is still like pushing in this tournament is wild.
I don't think I've included the Hulk in a while. Maybe as a 16 or a 15, but I don't know. I feel like it's been getting a lot more love the last 2 years.
It's because of.
There it is.
And the first half. I'll give it the first half. The first half is wild.
It's very good.
Hulk wasn't in last year, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think I don't even have it like logged on my file, but I do have it like mentioned where other coasters have their wins. So yeah, I'm seeing it have some first round exits. I think Ejinika's really happy to see this matchup.
Thought process though, classic, very, very, very far away coaster. That's again objectively excellent versus, maybe the most ridden coaster in the United States. So one of them anyway.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
intrigued to see how it plays out. Next up, the second to last matchup in the Orange region, we have the defending champion, the Voyage, taking on Leviathan. Now, last year I think it was Leviathan in Australia. This year it's Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland.
I don't think I knew that. I didn't put the park name for that one on there.
Yeah, it's Canada one.
Okay.
And you may have won the hockey game last night. I don't know if you're winning this one.
Go Birds.
So go Voyage, Jen. Your support for Voyage to win it all.
Voyage.
No, I just said Go Birds because you said Canada won hockey, anything sports. Go Birds.
Voyage has never gone up against a. Oh wait, hold on. Let me look. Oh, I think I was looking at it wrong. I don't think. Yeah, Voyage has never. Oh, it's gone up against a Giga Coaster one time.
Okay.
It got booted by Fury 325 2 years ago. So, is this Leviathan Canada's Wonderland's first appearance?
First or second?
First or second?
Maybe I included Leviathan way back in like my trash 2018, 2019 brackets, but
I think it kind of deserves a spot. It deserves to compete every once in a while.
Absolutely.
See how it.
Give it some love. But
and I think some interesting matchups like former champions or other Giga Coasters is kind of the way to treat it.
There we go. And the final matchup, I think this is going to be a good one. We got Schwar de Karnen at Hansa Park taking on Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Cool.
That'll be an interesting one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Karnan
will be interesting.
Karnan debuted last year, right?
No, I think I've had Karn in a few years.
And it's been a few.
Yeah.
Pantheon, I know, has been, I mean, maybe some would say a little underwhelming. This could be a get right match for it, but good seeding. I like this bracket a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we got obviously that potential Millennium Maverick Cedar Point second round. I think if I don't want to reveal seeds or anything, but your Elite Eight matchup could potentially be Voltron versus Voyage.
Sure.
That would
That'd
be a good one.
This is Intamin heavy as well, this bracket, just
Mhm.
like glancing down. And I know Velocicoaster hasn't been mentioned yet, so
They might. Yeah, we'll see if
Intamin's
it makes
lucky. Yeah, they're putting their strongest player in another bracket and then filling this bracket up with a lot of its like tier 2 options.
Be interested if Magnum does survive Taiga, it might face another hard to get coaster in Edge or Nika.
Right.
So there is a potential road for Magnum to get to the Sweet 16 here. And then it would face Voyage probably.
Oh, that would
be a matchup for you.
That would ruin my day. Yeah, I would not have
Flipping over to the other side, the teal bracket.
Okay.
Just talked about Pantheon. Let's talk about the other Virginia coaster that starts with Panth.
Oh.
Pantherian, formerly Intimidator 305. King's Dominion. It's taking on Helix at Lisaberg.
Okay.
Oh, good match.
Intensity versus, I don't know. I haven't been on Helix.
The coaster without a helix.
Yes. And supposedly very, very good, but the launches are on the weak side, I guess.
I will let you know after the summer.
I feel like the answer to anything up against I-305 should just be I-305. Like, there's very few that I like. For this one, I feel like, to me, this one seems kind of obvious, but sometimes those ones are the one that catch you.
Mm-hmm. I think Helix is done for, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it loses to, I think the last time, it's just been kicked out of the first round, like every time.
Interesting.
And I think I-305 might be like its toughest matchup to date. So let's go I-305 or Pantherian, whatever it's called these days.
I-305, I will not change.
Yeah.
Next up, a ride that I've raved about after recently riding. Flying Dinosaur, Universal Studios Japan. Taking on Gotham City Escape at Parque Warner Madrid. All international matchup here. Being on Fire versus a new Intamin multi-launch.
This one's interesting because I feel like this one you're not going to have a lot of people that have ridden either.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So this I feel like is real. I feel like the Gotham City might take this one because I think this one's going to turn into B&M versus Intamin. Or even worse, Flyer versus multi-launch.
That's multi-launch, I think.
Exactly. So I think that because of the low amount of people who have ridden this, it's going to turn into that type of matchup. And I think that there's not going to be much competition.
I would be surprised if Flying Dinosaur won. Probably should, maybe. I don't know. Gotham City looks amazing too, so who am I to say? Next up, back to an RMC, Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. It's taken on Fly at Fantasialand.
Oh.
Which Jenn and Allison can talk about a little bit. Maybe a little Joey.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't talk about it much because it was closed when I went, but it looked
beautiful. Oh, was it?
beautiful.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it was closed.
Oh.
It was
my
down.
bad.
We talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, man, my memory's going.
So,
Wait, no, we didn't really talk about it because he was off during the recap.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did not ride Fly. It was
Okay.
down.
yeah, Fly was
BTW,
down for some. They were waiting for some parts from Vekoma, so it was down all day, and the next day it opened up.
Aww.
Oh, no. Does Jen have to go back to Germany? That'll never happen.
It's not like I don't already have a flight. Like,
Yeah.
what?
They're going to Paris.
I'm going to Paris.
But Fly Iron Rattler, I would probably put my money on Fly, but again, American coaster versus non-American coaster. You never know what can happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go Fly here too. It has more wins in the last 2 years than Iron Rattler.
I think the reputation of Fly versus
Yeah.
the reputation of Iron Rattler, like where Fly's just gonna Iron Rattler's
Yeah.
going for.
Fly has really caught the hearts of riders, and yeah, I'm expecting a win here for Fly.
Like, I know, like, not as many people probably have gone ride Fly, but just it's on so many people's bucket list for coasters.
Right.
Knowing what Fantasyland can do.
Mm-hmm.
Me included.
And the theming,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just so pretty to look at. I think it just makes it already like a more anticipated and funner, like,
Right.
more popular coaster.
Agreed. Next up, what I think maybe some people would say is now the best coaster to have never won Coaster Madness. We got Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa, taking on Gold Striker at California's Great America. This is probably a lamb to a slaughter.
Yeah, this is a dumb matchup.
Tell us
Yeah,
how you
thanks,
really
Jen.
feel.
I'm surprised
Love
to
you
see
too.
Gold Striker make the tournament. It's happy to be here. I know that, but I mean, there is a lot of questions about what these seeds are until there isn't a question at all about like what might be a 116 or a 215. You know,
You can guess. You can
Yeah.
definitely guess.
Like, there is one clue in the actual design of the bracket.
Yeah, like I said, they still all flow where like the 1 will face the 8, the 2 will face the 7.
Well, no, I was talking about just the pictures.
Oh, the pictures too kind of reveal that. That's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, spoiler alert, the pictures that are in the background of the bracket are the number 1.
Or are they? Maybe they're the 2s. Maybe I switched
Nobody
them.
has seen it yet.
Next up, we got Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City versus Wildfire, not at Silver Dollar City, at Colmartin. This is a good one, I think. Time Traveler, Wildfire.
Yeah, great matchup.
Don't believe they've ever faced each other. I think both have done pretty decently in the tournament history.
Yeah, especially Wildfire. That's had some sneaky wins throughout the years. And Time Traveler, I mean, almost a little underwhelming in some ways, but
no.
Like as far as tournament goes, but it's been last year it beat Twisted Timbers, so it could
that was a shock.
Yeah, it could sneak one out on Wildfire here. This smells like an 8-9 to me, but I could be way wrong.
Could be. I'll probably tell you the seeds after this. You deserve it.
Oh, that'd be great.
With his whole entire spreadsheet, he deserves.
Oh, he definitely deserves the seeding for sure.
I was not expecting him to come on here with like a full.
Oh my god, this is insane!
You saw how many windows? Because I have
back
all
in 2018.
Yeah, I have all the brackets from like the last 4 years up.
Good
and
God!
Like a couple of pages of notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Today I learned Nathaniel is the Coaster 365 Coaster Madness historian.
Literally though. Oh my gosh.
This is literally insane.
No, that's a Grunland.
Nice.
I've been waiting a while to make that joke. Hi, Nate.
Hi.
Well, other Nate. He's the one who got me started saying that.
I love Nathaniel. Hi.
Sorry. High Coaster Focus. Is that better? Anyway.
How do we feel about Skyrush versus Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind?
Whoa.
Talk about complete opposites.
Yeah.
In every way.
This one's going to be really interesting to me because it's going to turn all of the coaster is the only thing that matters, people,
Mhm.
against the total package is most important. Like, it's going to be like a very different group of people and come down to who thinks that the coaster standing alone is better and who thinks that the total experience is better.
Sure. So you could say the exact same thing about Guardians' last two matchups, which were I-305 and Edgenica, two of the most
Ooh,
intense,
okay.
like,
Kind of the same mentality, I guess.
living coasters, right? So, and Guardians has just been beaten by both of these. So, like, what Guardians I think hopes for is like an easy round one, get some attraction from the Disney internet, and they can take that thing home. I just got to ride it for the first time, and I was very skeptical going in, but I actually love the thing.
That's
I
true. Yeah, I was happy to see that change.
I've been raving about it. I
Mhm.
think it's so fun. But Skyrush is off its best year yet in the tournament, and it made significant upgrades. It's just a matter of, does that appease the voters? Because I think the general consensus might be the new seats are an improvement. More people are enjoying Skyrush. Are those more people the voters? Are the voters the people that complained about the reduction in laterals, or are the voters the people that were like, the airtime is now what I wanted it to be the whole time? So just a matter of, yeah, like Jen said, like, this is a typical matchup for Guardians. Like, we're going against, it's Thuzy World versus Theming World, you know?
Yeah. But also, I think the other thing that really hurts Guardians, because I find very rarely, even the Thuzy people that get on Guardians, exactly like you, Nathaniel, you were skeptical, you didn't think that you would like it, and you get on it, and it truly is a fantastic coaster. They did a fantastic job on that coaster, but you have so many Thuzies that are so anti Disney
Right.
and don't want to go and don't even want to give it a try. So they just assume that it's this like mediocre Disney attraction when
Right.
I would take Guardians over a lot of coasters, really.
Me
Like,
too. Me
it's a
too.
fantastic coaster. All around.
Guardians it'd be awesome to see that go against like a GCI, where I'm taking Guardians over most kind of GCIs. I'm taking it over some B&M hypers. But I mean, you're Skyrush. Like, I, as a voter speaking here, like, I'm going Skyrush on this for sure.
Yeah, no, as a voter speaking here and Joey making all these gestures as well, like, Guardians. Like,
There we go.
This will be a competitive matchup for sure.
I think also with a lot of people with Guardians say it is forceless and stuff, but it's the smoothest coaster in the world. You don't feel the forces because it's so smooth.
yeah,
It's the smoothest coaster
it
in
is
the
a
world.
very smooth coaster.
Yeah, it's
Everything
incredible.
about it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I would think Skyrush could win, but I
personally
can't wait for this.
no person that votes for Skyrush.
I know where hawkvandelay lives, I can tell you.
That's perfect.
Next up, we have the 2023 champion. Some would still probably say is the overall favorite every time it's in here. It's Velocicoaster.
Let's go.
Yes.
Taking on another coaster with feathers, kind of. Tatsu at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
That was like the strangest correlation you could have made.
Yeah, that was
both well, raptors had feathers supposedly, so. Yeah, so Velocicoaster and Tatsu.
So what I'm thinking about more is Velocicoaster Tatsu. Like, I feel like that one is pretty obviously where me and Allison are gonna go. But does this mean Velocicoaster is gonna be up against Guardians?
It would not. They would face in the Sweet 16.
Oh, okay. I don't know how this works, so I have to ask.
They're the same region.
Okay. All right.
And then last matchup in this region, we got Conda at Wallaby, Belgium, taking on Untamed at Wallaby, Holland.
Battle of the Wallabies.
Battle of the Wallabies.
Yeah, I really like this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want Conda to win so bad. I was watching POVs of any of the coasters I hadn't ridden, and I was watching Conda earlier tonight, and I was like, holy crap, this just looks like some
amazing.
Great intimate goodness. Great RMC intimate matchup. I have two kind of Two European, maybe underdogs in the tournament, but both revered as excellent coasters. That's a fun one. That's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I think that'll be a really good one to watch it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm so happy you guys are liking my matchups. So if you noticed, I got Iron, Gwazi, and Velocicoaster in the same region.
That'll be interesting.
Perhaps
That is
controversial.
If they end up, if they
Mhm.
end
I don't
up
think
against
they've ever faced each other in the tournament, though.
They have not.
So that was, maybe a reasoning there. I mean, maybe one of them gets upset here and there. I mean, I'm intrigued if Gotham City Escape versus Pantherian. A couple of good
Mhm.
intimates there. Skyrush versus Wildfire. That could be
Yeah,
interesting.
Gotham and Velocity in the same, and Conda. I mean,
Mhm.
like all in the same bracket. That's
Could
very
have some
cool.
upsets in this thing. Could have some upsets.
I stand Intamin. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And finally, the purple region, our last region. It's another battle of RMCs, and they get the same word in the title. Had some fun with this one. Twisted Timbers versus Twisted Colossus. King's Dominion, Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Oh, this one's so obvious. This is so obvious to me.
I know which one I like better. But
I know which one is just better.
how has Twisted Colossus done in recent years?
Twisted Colossus in recent years. So let's talk just the modern era where we've had nice brackets, right?
The modern era,
round,
the Allison
yeah.
era. Oh my
second, 2022 second round exit. It did beat Conda and then lost to El Toro. In 2023, it was lost in the first round to Mako, and then in 2024, it lost in the first round to Terran.
God. Okay.
Twisted Timbers has done better. In 2022, it made the Elite Eight. It was like the Cinderella story, kind of. It beat DC rivals, Millennium Force, and Skyrush. Lost to Velocicoaster. It didn't live up to expectations in 2023. And then in 2024, it lost in the first round to Time Traveler. So this is a get right match again for both of these twisted RMCs. And Twisted Colossus, Final Four in 2019. It has some legs. It could win this matchup.
I want to say my original first few brackets, I actually stuck to the regions of like East, South, West.
Okay.
So
I remember you doing that.
Yeah, so like you say Twisted Colossus made the Final Four. I'm pretty sure that was like only coasters like west of Colorado made it.
It beat Silver Bullet, New Texas Giant, Outlaw Run, and Iron Rattler, and then lost to Steel.
I included Texas in there in Missouri. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I don't do that anymore.
This is a fun matchup.
Yeah, no, I think it should be pretty close. The next one, we shall see. And this is where you can't say I am biased. So I go Wicked Cyclone, my baby. And I put Wicked Cyclone against Fury 325.
Oh, buddy, why?
I can't wait to vote for Wicked Cyclone.
Thank you, Jen. See?
Cannot relate. Sorry.
I feel Fury's it's still highly rated, but I feel like it's not in many top fives anymore. It's going down a little bit.
Okay, now I'm curious if it dropped out of mine yet. I think it did.
Like 5 years ago, everybody had Fury in their top five. I don't think
Right.
that's the case anymore.
It's number 5 for me right now.
Okay.
No, but it's good in this tournament. And there's no reason to think. I mean, it's the best performing B&M by far, going up against maybe one of the most underperforming RMCs.
It's a shame.
But I think Jen brings up a good point. She's like, I can't wait to vote for Wicked Cyclone. And I don't think we've mentioned this yet, like the hate vote being like every coaster's got haters, and some people are just voting for that.
Me voting anything against Steel Vengeance.
I was gonna say Jen has a bunch of hater for a bunch of coasters.
I would honestly do the same, Jen.
Steel Vengeance will not be winning this. Thank you.
It's every time it's competed, it's been in the championship. It's like Tom Brady.
By far the best.
It's the best. You have to beat greatness.
I want to say Steel Vengeance's overall record is like 22-2.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Just wins and wins.
Sorry, Jen. Next up, I don't know which way this one's gonna go. Boulder Dash, Lake Compounds versus Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood.
Oh wow.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know. I feel like on paper, gun to my head, Phantom's Revenge will win. It usually does. Usually gets out of the first round. Almost always, I feel.
I think always, yeah. I don't think it's ever had a first round exit.
Yeah, I really think that I really have to agree. I think this is gonna go just because of the arrow stands.
There are the arrow stands, that is for sure.
There are the arrow stands, but and I don't think Boulder Dash. I don't think it has a chance. If I'm
Boulder Dash, am I right?
Boulder
It
Dash,
hasn't done too well.
no, it's had one win in the last 3 years. It was against Boardwalk Bullet, which is from its same kind of. I don't know. I don't want to say they're on the same team, but like if you're trying to represent Woodies, they kind of come from the same family. And last year it lost to an arrow in round 1, so no reason to think Phantom's Revenge can't. And I mean, this is what I also love about this is, Phantom has never lost in the first round. I don't think it's going to here. Yeah. Let's go Phantom's Revenge. PA Pride.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm Team Phantom for this one. I was kind of underwhelmed by Boulder Dash, and I had some phenomenal rides on Phantom last year.
Is that a bad ride? Jen just needs to ride Boulder Dash.
I didn't say it was a bad ride.
Yeah, but Phantom, I had some really good rides on
Phantom cooks. Phantom's underrated.
I agree. I had to move it up in my rankings last year.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ride.
Next up, this is apparently where my New England run came in. We got Superman the Ride. Six Flags New England, taking on Ride to Happiness.
Oh, this is another one. This is a silly matchup.
Sometimes they got to be silly, Jen.
This is definitely like if Superman the Ride wins this one, I will delete my Twitter.
It's an icon.
If Superman the Ride wants to make a statement in this tournament, it needs T-bars. It needs new trends. It is so disrespect. I think the ride is elite. Let me just say that as is.
You read my mind about the T-bars.
Yeah, it just like loses in the first round, like all the time, and it's been losing. It's lost to.
It shouldn't be in the tournament.
Well, I think it deserves a spot. I think its most interesting matchup was up against Millennium Force because those two had a rivalry during the Coaster Wars, and this year going against Ride to Happiness. I mean, Ride to Happiness, that thing seems to have cemented itself as a strong player. That thing is elite.
You don't see too many bad reviews about Ride to Happiness unless you're. Is it Marty that doesn't like Ride?
Yeah, I think it's Marty.
It's always Marty. All right, I got 4 matchups to go. Next up, I always include this ride, even though not a lot of people have been on it. But it's too iconic. T-Express, Everland, South Korea, taking on Two Tatis at Parc Astérix in France.
Oh, I think this one just purely because a lot of people haven't ridden T-Express. It's gonna go to Two Tatis.
Two Tatis isn't really up there yet either, I feel.
Yeah, but
more than T-Express.
More people that have ridden it, and those people, I feel like, usually have very good things to say about it. So I think that word of mouth from more people is just gonna give us gonna give that a lead.
Agreed. Next up, huge RMC. Got a few more RMCs to go. Another credit that I can say I have now. Hakuge. Nagashima Spa-Land. Taking on a ride I don't think I've included in a long time, but it's very, very popular. Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. Cool. Fan favorite of Japan and a fan favorite of the UK. I want to say one of 2 UK coasters in the tournament.
Oh, this one I might think that Nemesis would lose.
Hakuge usually always advances, I feel.
I just feel like I would love for Nemesis Reborn to advance, but I just feel like with this matchup, we're not going to have too many people that have ridden both of them or either of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really going to come down to, I don't know if the invert's going to take it. Especially an invert that's very close to the ground, which we don't have too many of them here in the States. So it's very different than other inverts. So I don't see the invert taking it.
I want to say Mansu's the only invert that's ever won a matchup.
Yeah, and it's so insanely different than everything that Nemesis does as an invert. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see the
This might be a high seed, low seed matchup, But I wanted to give Nemesis some love this year, especially after
I think
the
Okuge does some good stuff against B&M too. It's only faced hypers and gigas, but and yeah, Nemesis has not been in. And technically, Nemesis Reborn has never been in the tournament, but the original Nemesis was.
Very true.
Last year, Hakuge, one of my most favorite round one matchups of last year was Hakuge versus Hagrid's. I thought that was one of the most interesting matchups, and Hakuge pulled it off against Hagrid. So I think
if it can beat Hagrid, it's probably a good shot against Nemesis.
But yeah, if Nemesis getting completely rebuilt, maybe it's enough.
Second to last matchup, I did not forget about Zadra, of course, 2022 champion, taking on another RMC that, Allison, this name needs to be updated. We got Storm Chaser, but / Wind Chaser? Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah, it's updated on mine. I don't know what version you're looking at, but I'm looking at a one that says Wind Chaser.
Oh, this is the first one you sent me like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, see.
Zadra versus Wind Chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
this needs much analysis. I think it's already over.
Yeah. Poor Storm Chaser.
Wind Chaser. Whatever.
Wind Chaser.
I treat Storm Chaser very poorly in this tournament. I feel
like Storm Chaser is just like so off my radar that I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about with the name change. Like that's how off my radar Coaster is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
It's very good.
It's a fun ride.
Yeah. I like it.
It's not Zadra. I just think Zadra. Like, this is just not even a competition on this one.
No. But the last matchup is going to be very exciting. So we get some DC rivals.
Woo!
Warner Brothers Movie World. And no, I did not forget about Hyperion at Energylandia.
Oh, no.
DC Rivals and Hyperion, the last matchup.
This one is an interesting match. Soka says.
Two kind of hard credits to get, especially if you're from America.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, a hyper with a spinning back car, or is it backwards?
That's just backwards. It's not spinning yet.
Backwards.
Regardless, that is, that should be enough to put a coaster in an Elite Eight. And I just think DC Rivals is so disrespected, but it has a tough road if it is going to get past the second round, even the first round. And an Hyperion Zadra matchup would be wild.
That was definitely purposeful.
But I don't know. I think it's great that a lot of these coasters outside the U.S. are still sticking around because every year more people do get to ride them. So they do tend to perform better the longer they get to stick around and be in the tournament. Especially Ride to Happiness, which I think lost its first round match the first year.
It did, which is crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. Right? There's no way. So that's the full bracket. I hope I'm not
it is. Well, let's just recap this region a little bit. I definitely like that Zadra Hyperion potential second round matchup. This could be. I think the final four here is up for grabs for a few coasters because Fury 325 and Ride to Happiness would meet in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
That could go anyway, and then you have maybe you face Zadra in the Elite Eight. Fury versus Zadra, Ride to Happiness versus Zadra.
Could Hakuge face Zadra?
Oh my god, I forgot about Hakuge. Yes, it could.
Yeah, I think that's
Hakuge
something-
Zadra would be the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
That's true. Very, very tough region. That's probably the region of death.
Yeah, I think this is a really diverse region too.
It's very, I definitely a little emphasis on international too as well.
Right.
Yeah, there's some heavy hitters for sure in that region.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead, Nathaniel.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, I think Fury 325 is dealt the hardest hand here. If Fury 325 comes out of this bracket, it's like here to stay. It cements itself. But like if you're with Zadra in the same two champions in a bracket, that's awesome. And just Fury for Fury to go up against all these coasters outside the U.S. That's a pretty strong challenge, and I think it makes a statement if it can get over this hump. But there's some potential here. I'm looking at Ride to Happiness. I'm looking at Zadra to also give Fury 325 a run for its money this year. Maybe Fury 325. Maybe you're right. Maybe it needs a reality check. It's out of most people's top.
Yeah, with some new heavy hitters on the international side in this region. I think this is the most competitive bracket so far. I think it's the first show. You could say 7 to 8 coasters have a legit chance of winning it. I really think that, I guess on my side, the 1s and the 2s in each region could all potentially win this thing.
Yeah, I think.
If not some 3s.
Yeah, I would say I broke it down into like I think there might be 10 coasters that are capable of winning this year.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 might be pushing it. But I think it's pretty wide open, especially looking at this bracket, and I'll have more thoughts later when I get some more time to kind of like look at this. And I wrote down all the matchups as you said them, so I don't have the visual. Once I have the full visual bracket, then the brain will really start running.
Which I will send that to you as soon as we get off, which hopefully is very soon because I do need to go to bed.
Yeah, we've been
but I think the voting will be intense. It'll be vicious, hopefully fair. And again, this is all for fun. So everyone listening, don't get too crazy about this bracket. It's just for a
go
good
wild, yell at everyone, beat your head.
Yeah.
If Steel Vengeance gets to like the top 4 again, yell, be mad.
No, we love when people share these matchups out, really try to spread the word, get people to vote for whatever they think is the correct vote. Just the more engagement, the better, to get a more accurate vote.
Yeah, don't sit on the sideline. Become a obnoxious cheerleader for your role. It makes it a lot of fun for everybody when we have more of that.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm pretty sure I retweeted Taryn just every single matchup last year. So
gonna start printing like T-shirts of all the different roller coasters just for Coaster Madness. Team Voyage, Team Taryn.
If you do that, you definitely have to do a team for Laurel.
Team Steel
rallied so hard.
If I had more time, and I know I've kind of bounced this idea off of Bryant, I think in the past, I would love to do literal like mascot logos for every single coaster.
Oh my god.
To have those as matchups. But that would take a lot of time to make logos.
We always say, oh, next year, we got so much time, and then it's January, and it's like, oh, crap.
Yeah, no, I usually text you sometime like December and be like, hey, March is going to be here before we know it.
The problem is that like this is such a good time to do it because not a lot's going on, like traveling-wise, roller coasters. But then when it ends in April, then the coaster season starts. And then it's summer, and then it's Halloween, and then it's Christmas, and then all of a sudden, oh, crap, we got 2 months to plan.
We do this every year to ourselves.
Every year. Quick trivia question before we say our goodbyes and our thank yous. I mentioned who won the men's March Madness tournament last year in 2024. There was also a women's tournament. I want you to name wooden coasters in the states of those two universities. The home state of the men's 2024 March Madness champion and the women's 2024 March Madness champion. Name wooden coasters from those states and try not to look up who won. There are 4 possible answers. So good luck.
Jen will love answering this question because 1, sports, and because 2, wooden coasters.
Worst question ever.
Go Birds. Even I said that. Yeah. Well, Nathaniel, holy crap, you were amazing. I'm so happy I picked you to come on here for this analysis. Holy crap.
Oh, I really appreciate it. And you guys do a fantastic job with this podcast. So I'm thrilled to get to come on and hang out with you guys. I've listened to it every other week, hopefully every week at some point. So just keep up the great work. You guys are a real beam of light in the community. So and great work on everything you guys do with this tournament as well. But I won't pontificate further. Just thank you. And thanks for everybody who listened. Hi, Mom. Shout out my mom. I know she's
Mama Hawk.
Yeah, shout out Mama Hawk.
Well, this was fun, guys. I have an early alarm tomorrow for work. Have a shot of espresso and then work 10 hours. It's going to be fun.
Oh, boy.
Yay.
Ew. Well, thank you guys for listening. Make sure to go vote in Coaster Madness on Twitter/X and Instagram. When does that start, by the way?
Voting starts March. That's a tongue twister. Voting starts March 1st,
okay.
Which is a Saturday. That is the day after my surgery, so I'm sure.
Excellent recovery.
All right. Hopefully, I'm not out of it still.
Do you schedule the tweets in advance to tweet?
No, usually I just get ready at 8 and whatever.
Yeah.
I might write it out, but then I'll check the clock and then just hit post.
Right. I have your tweets on notification, so as soon as and I never turn them off throughout the year. So every time you tweet,
I barely tweet anymore, so it's just going to be for Coaster Madness for a while. And you can also vote on my Instagram, coaster_365. Allison, Jen, good to see you guys again. I'm sorry I can't go next week.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
Mm-hmm. Very sad.
Print out a picture of your face and take selfies with it so we can have more podcast trio pictures.
Oh my god.
Perfect. It'll work great.
Love you guys.
As always, #whatever think inverted. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.